Like, how you end up with a chick named Cayman, Nebraska, who went to Ohio State? Like, that's some really Nebraska co-ed porn site.
What's up, StreamYard people?
Like, her name is Cayman, Nebraska, bro. It's like her parents could never go to the Cayman, so they named their daughter Cayman, and they live in Nebraska. They wanted her to go to Nebraska, but she said, fuck that. I'm going to buck the trend and go to Ohio State, because if I can't go to the Caymans, if I want to get to the Caymans and I want to get the fuck out of Nebraska, I got to go to Ohio State to do it. And then she ends up grinding on Urban Meyer.
What's good, people? Live from Cleveland, Ohio. No, I'm just kidding.
Live from Hawthorne, California.
For the last time, Studio 2 closing.
I'm going to cry.
I wore all black today. Shout out to the people watching on StreamYard.
I'm wearing Touchdowns and Tangents shirt because, you know, brand recognition. We in here for the last.
I'm wearing all black
for the last time
to mourn the stadium.
I'm in between.
Formerly known as a Studio 2.
You're a college student. You're just trying to get by.
The rain is ending. But yeah,
the thunder and lightning were heavily and very prevalent Monday night. So was the ass whooping. Like, the Raiders pissed down their leg, and
but those of
Pete's stomach gave up on them.
But those of you who don't know, this is Touchdowns and Tangents. You're in Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents. I'm Pete D. Camarillo. To my right, I have
Kenneth Frank James Berry.
And to the left,
I got Vanessa Almaraz.
You got yourself?
Yes, I got myself.
Okay, see? Step one, know who you are. Now we go to step two. Let's do this.
Always putting me on the spot.
Life is about being on the spot. And what do you do when you're on the spot?
You kill it.
Yeah. Unlike the Raiders' offense. It was terrible. That was terrible. I took off work and I was like, you know what? I paid almost $400
didn't
for these
hang out
seats.
with me once.
First off.
Didn't even hit me up.
You didn't hit me up, bro.
I literally called this dude. This was the first dude I called out of all my friends who were going. I called him at fucking 11 a.m. The one time he's up before noon.
You texted me at 7 a.m., bro. That shit started at 7 a.m.
Whatever.
And I was like, here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take a power nap.
And then I told him.
My nephew was teething.
I said, I'm going to be here at this point. Teething. I literally gave him my itinerary. I was like, okay, I'm going to be here at this time. I'm going to be there at this time. I'm going to be there at this time. Just hit me up whenever you're available and we'll link up.
And then I got stuck
never texted or called me.
I got stuck with baby dude.
Never texted or called me.
And he didn't text me.
My girl drunk texted him on my behalf when I wasn't even coherent. And then he wanted to text back and FaceTime me.
Nah, she texted me like during the game while I was like in line to get snacks. Pete's blacked out. Pete's fucked up. I'm like, what else is new? And then all of a sudden I see a fucking FaceTime of y'all leaving the stadium in the before the second quarter was up.
It was like halftime.
No, it was before. It
wasn't before.
Because I was still.
It was literally like halftime. Like I literally.
It was right before they did the cancer ceremony. I know. I have the video.
Which was halftime.
No, you left before You left before halftime. You were outside the stadium before they went to.
I have screenshots. We can check the time.
We can check. We can check
the time.
I was drunk, but I wasn't that fucked up.
We can check the time receipts.
But you were outside the stadium.
But yeah, honestly, I wasn't even that drunk. I've already explained this 1,000 times. But honestly, it was a fucking hot dog that killed me because
stadium meat. You got street meat, didn't you?
That shit was more dehydrated than me. Honestly, that shit looked like a fucking. I don't even know what
they wrapped it in foil.
That shit looked like Russell Wilson's finger today. That shit was.
Looked like his middle finger.
Yeah.
Looks like Michael Jordan's hand in Space Jam when he's reaching out for the dunk.
Pretty much. But yeah, man, I mean, we got to the stadium at like 3:30-ish. Walked through the tailgate, saying what's up to people, talking to people, drinking, hanging out, doing what we do. And I was pretty much leading everyone. We walked around the whole entire stadium because our seats were on the other spot. We got a locker. I finished my backpack beers and we went inside. I got beers inside. I got food inside. Everything was good. And then I just fucking sat down and everything just hit me. I don't know what it was, but I was sweating like a sauna. Like I was nauseous. Like
sweating like Urban Meyer. And
I felt like
Applebee's.
I was. Yeah, pretty much. I felt like I was out on my feet. Like just the wind was jacking me up. So then I thought I was going to yak and rally, but that didn't help. So
you can't always depend on the yak and rally because sometimes the rally doesn't come.
Yeah, well, either way, I yacked. I'm yacked in the bathroom in the toilet, so
Thankfully.
I'm a decent human being, and I cleaned up after myself afterwards. I didn't just leave it on the fucking seat. So yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what happened because I honestly remember everything. So I wasn't blacked out. I was just either really dehydrated or I got food poisoning from that weak ass hot dog. Like I literally didn't even drink my $16 beer that I bought.
That's disgraceful.
Like I
It's
literally just left it there.
$33 for 2 Modelo's.
I literally didn't drink the one that I had. Like I took 2 sips of it and that was it.
Disgraceful.
Yeah,
That's disgraceful.
that's the part that hurts the most is knowing that Bud Light tall can just got poured out.
You bastardized the beer. You made a beer bastard.
Yeah, you was out.
I left my baby kids on the SoFi streets.
You really did. And I mean, and you missed the rally. You missed like the Raiders coming back only to piss down their leg and break all our hearts.
Honestly, bro, I don't even really care about that because we still lost. So I would have. This is why I called it, bro. Because one, I was standing outside and like people were offering me Coke.
Can you say that on the air?
I was just like, I'm not trying to do that.
Is it not a Raiders Chargers game if nobody offers you Coke?
So yeah, everyone was just walking by me and like, oh, and I was like, I'm fine. I'm just fucking tired. Like, just let me fucking knock out for 10 minutes. And I'll be good.
Surprised they didn't give you a fucking Xanax.
Anyways, so I was just over it. I was like, we're down 21-0. I wasn't even watching the game. I could tell you we were losing by the crowd reaction, by like how fast the crowd was reacting. I was like, oh, another 3-0. Oh, a fucking first down, fucking one first down on a drive. And I was just like, yeah, down 21-0. I'm out of here. Because I knew we were going to lose. I knew I was going to be mad. I knew I was going to have to sit out there for 2 hours, dehydrated, tired, and annoyed because we lost, waiting for a long-ass Uber line. I was just like, yeah, let me just get out of here. I've already been to enough games. I've been to enough Raiders-Charger games where I almost died and barely survived and rallied. This was the tipping point.
Why do you wait for the Uber lines when you can just walk to, like, Wendy's and call Uber from there?
Because there's only 100,000 people with that same brilliant idea, and guess what? The whole Wendy's line gets jacked up too.
Nah,
Bro, you act like Uber's easy to get. In 2020, 2021, Uber's not even fast like that anymore, bro.
Uber's like harder to track down than like back child support.
So yeah,
and I don't know when that started. Like it was before COVID.
I was just over it.
Ubers used to be like they'll come in 7 minutes, and it really comes in 5. Call Uber, you got to plan an hour and 15 minutes ahead because it should take 35 minutes to get to you. And then Lyft, fuck Lyft, because y'all will charge the same distance. You would charge $58 fucking dollars, like it's a surge going on, and Uber's like it's $20.
It just depends. They flip flop depending.
No, Lyft is always higher, especially at night.
Yeah, now
Lyft is always higher, and I'm like, y'all some huge holes for that. Like it's unnecessary. Like nobody told y'all to do this. But yeah, like it was crazy because I found out one of my high school teachers was at the game. Who's Raiders fan?
One of my high school homies was there too.
Her fine ass. So to Miss Lopez, you're real one, wherever you at. I remember in high school when she told us, I think it was like a 10th grader, 9th or 10th grader, and she's like, "You're a Raiders fan, Barry?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm from East Oakland." She's like, "Okay." Like when a woman tells me I'm a Raiders fan, it's like, all right, I know everything I need to know, practically. I don't need to know if you stabbed somebody in the parking lot in the 90s.
And we're on the Courtside channel, so you're really going to be mad at me.
Oh, God damn it, you motherfucker. I'm not mad.
Whatever. We only get like 8 listens on that.
And now you just can't write listen to Courtside. We're the number one listen to show. We're the number one listen to show on the Good News Sports. Because there's 87 of you niggas on the mic every week.
No.
Because there's 87 of you niggas on the mic every week.
You're lying.
No.
Wait, were you just saying that to mess with me?
No, I'm just saying they're not.
Oh, we know that, but like, I'm just saying, like, if the same 2 people been doing a show and it stays dope, but then like another show has like a revolving door of like Earth, Wind, and Fire characters.
Shots fired. Damn.
Like, the starting five don't never look the same. It looks like a Clippers fucking lineup every year. Salute the court's eye. I'm just saying we need to get some jokes, like a fucking some podcast
folks.
beef.
He's not joking, folks. Don't let him laugh it off. He means every goddamn thing he's saying right now.
I'm just saying, like, it's so boring. Like, damn, like nobody wants to just go back and forth, have a podcast roasting session on the good news. Are y'all that afraid of us? I mean, I would be too, because I have no fucking like. There's no end to my joking. But nah, all jokes aside. I mean, yeah, the Raiders are terrible, but at least we're not Urban Meyer. Like when Trevor Lawrence, when they fucking yelled grind on 3, and they put it on a social media channel, they yelled grind on 3, and the whole team's laughing at Urban Meyer. I told y'all this was not going to work. I feel like somebody in media, everybody needs to give me my flowers. Everybody who said, "Oh, we need to give this a chance," you need to really reconsider you listening to them as a sports figure on college football or pro football, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
So me?
A lot of people. No, it's a lot of people.
So me?
I expect that from you. You give people hope and like second chances where I just know he ain't shit. I'm gonna stay away from him. Like I just knew, like, you can't give me one singular thing Urban Meyer has done to earn the respect of grown men. And he couldn't really earn the respect of college kids when he was doing foul, illegal shit at Ohio State and Florida. When most of your former players, a gang of your former players have been arrested, like 3 of them, one of them's dead, 3 of them are in jail for murder. 2 of them were starters on your team that won championships. What does that say about you when you recruited those people? Like Brian Pata, the former Miami Hurricane who got murdered all those years ago.
I'll just say...
No, let me finish. That dude got murdered, right? And they found out one of his teammates did it. After all these years, this is like the 2000s team when Brian Pata got murdered, when the Canes were winning national championships, and his teammate found out his teammate killed him. You look at, fast forward, everywhere Urban Meyer has been, all the people he's recruited, all the legal trouble they've all been in, all the times he's preached discipline and honor and integrity, and you disgrace your wife, your family, yourself, and embarrass yourself, so the owner has to come out and publicly admonish you. Like, you couldn't shit down your leg on your worst trot. Like, people gave Hugh Jackson shit as a head coach his first year in Oakland, and he went 8-8, and they really should have made the playoffs. They kind of got hosed. That was a playoff team, that Raiders team. I think they went undefeated in the division.
I think to your point, though,
but Urban Meyer,
like all the things that you're saying are honestly reasons why I thought it would work. Because,
oh my God,
like all of a sudden you don't have to operate within that gray area. Like you can be a bad dude and be in the NFL. Like there's plenty of bad dudes in the NFL.
You have to win though.
Exactly, and you have to win. And I thought
it's easy to win when you have a team full of 5-star recruits.
And I thought, based off of that history of him putting winning above everything else, I thought that would be enough for him to build that culture in Jacksonville. But clearly, that's not what's happening. I honestly don't know what is going on in Jacksonville. I think this is really like an unprecedented sort of situation, because when you even look at, like, let's say Atlanta and Bobby Petrino, like, we know why that shit went off the train.
He quit
because of Michael Vick. Like,
no,
Michael Vick situation.
He couldn't coach.
But also he lost his best player. Like,
wasn't that before? Wasn't that when Demori was head coach?
Wasn't that the next year?
No, I think that was before, because Bobby Petrino.
No, I think that
quit and work done was shitting on him.
But I'm saying that was the next year though.
Keith Brooking,
when Vic was out. When Vic was out in prison.
Jim Moore Jr. coached Michael Vick though.
Yeah, I know, but he got fired for Petrino.
I don't think he did. I think Petrino was before him.
No, he wasn't.
Sure.
Look it up. Yeah, I bet my life on it.
I don't think you should do that.
I'm serious.
You've not done great with bets this week.
That's fair.
So we're gonna rescind that.
But yeah, and then even with Nick Saban, like when Nick Saban, that Miami Dolphins team was just shit.
He knew he was like too much of a hard ass. Like, bro, one of his somebody in the NFL would have beat the shit out of Nick Saban for talking to them like that. He made Manny Wright cry, but I mean, Manny Wright didn't do shit at USC, and well, we know what happened after that. But here's the thing. That whole rah-rah getting in people's faces, talking down to children and 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds, you can get away with it compared to grown men with families and shit who make more money than you. No, you're not going to talk to them like that. He already pissed off most of the team before the season even started. He's pissing people off. He's only been the coach for 7 months. And it's already a train wreck. You draft a running back in the first round.
As I mentioned
and
before,
put him as a receiver.
As I mentioned before, Bobby
Robinson.
Petrino's first and only season with the Atlanta Falcons was 2007. That was the first year Michael Vick missed while in prison.
Oh, shit.
But what do I know? I don't know shit.
My bad. The one time you were right.
I've been right plenty of times. You just always so quick to discount me just because I don't know. Just because I don't know as many random things about you, random sportical facts like you, the things that I do know, I get about 85% of them right.
You know 85% of yourself, but 0% of the other 15% around you.
Fair enough.
Which makes sense because, I mean, you know, that documentary you were talking about, and then we were at the Mongolian spot. We're like, when did you see that documentary again? The Britney documentary? Like, when did you see that? And now you're going to tell me everything about Britney Spears that I already knew from the past 20 years? It's okay, Pete. We still love you.
Okay, but I didn't know about that.
But everybody else did. So you can't like educate me.
I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't like know about it. Like I didn't actually.
You didn't know the actual details. I
didn't actually look into it. I just knew Britney's family was fucked and she wasn't getting no money. That's all I knew.
And then you realize, oh shit, it's even worse underneath here. Let me throw this black light away because I don't want to see all this horrible shit. But anyway, yeah, you just Urban Meyer and everyone who thought Urban Meyer should be a head coach should be fired. Honestly, I don't want you making decisions, bringing people like that into an organization, and you have Trevor Lawrence, and you could easily ruin him. Supposed to be a generational talent, and he can play. Oh, that's sick. That's disgusting. Yeah, I saw that Sierra middle finger joke. But yeah, all I know is when it comes to this whole situation with Urban Meyer, I told you, I wouldn't have him running unless you wanted to really win as a program and don't care about morality. Yeah, he actually is built perfectly for college football in this era because the shit that he would get busted on for recruiting violations, he's not going to get popped on now. So USC might as well just be like, fuck it, let's just sell our souls.
No, they can't do it, bro.
He's toxic right now. You can't touch him.
They can't do it.
He's radioactive. You cannot.
Especially now with that AD and that president.
You got to wait like 3 years for him to get another college coaching job. That's how bad he's fucked himself. He can never come back to the NFL either. He wasn't an assistant coach. You just, out of him being retired from college football, that's what I'm saying. Like, white dudes can fail at life and be the shittiest amount of shit.
I'll give you one.
I can stretch the white people in general, but like,
I'll give you one.
Go ahead.
You ready for it?
What?
Florida State?
No. That would be like that.
With the abomination that program has come in the past decade,
bro. Do you understand how many violations? You know how much of a microscope they're under right now.
You're saying Urban Meyer can never. He can't go to Florida. Is what
He
you're
can't. He
saying.
got to stay out of Florida. He got to stay out of the South.
Like that's
bro.
gonna be part of.
He might get the LSU
That's gonna
job.
be part of his Jacksonville buyout.
He could get the LSU job because they're gonna fire Ed Ogeron. He's 3-2, and Auburn is trash, and so is Bo Nix. Like JT Finley's better.
Nah, but they have their own shit going on too.
LSU,
They're under a microscope too right now.
LSU.
Yeah,
Nah.
all the sexual allegations.
Nah, but that ain't got nothing to do with Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer just
That has to do with your program and your
Urban
culture.
Meyer got sloppy side chicks. What happened with Ed Ogeron
Exactly. You can't have
firing
that with
him
LSU.
and putting all the heat on him? It'll cause sweeping changes.
It's not even his fault. Wasn't it before him? And it's just kind of like
he got
slipped through the
passed on
cracks
to
on
him.
him. Yeah.
Darius Weiss. So my thing is this: the SEC doesn't give a shit about stuff like that. LSU was the one superpower to where he could go there and redeem himself and rebrand.
Nah, LSU's not it. Nah, LSU's
Yes, it
not
is. Yes, it is.
LSU's not it.
He knows how to beat Florida. He knows how to recruit Florida. Florida doesn't do shit anyway. They lost to Kentucky, but
How about Miami?
Did you just say I'd rather be at USC than Miami? I'd rather be at Notre Dame than Miami.
He's not going to Notre Dame.
Of course not. Brian Kelly's stuck there in mediocrity. He's in his own hell. He actually deserves it too. But like I'm telling you,
know who could take the PR nightmare?
Who?
You know who could be
the two of us? We just go down there and just work
you know
PR?
who could be a sleeping powerhouse?
Boise State.
No. Are you serious right now?
I mean, Urban Meyer goes to Boise, Idaho.
Okay.
What the
So what?
Idaho's like
You're
90% white.
What?
And
You
they
think
all
I'm gonna
voted for Trump.
advocate for my own cousin getting fired?
He can get hired at LSU. He can come to USC.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna stay there for a bit.
Would you rather be a head coach at Boise State? Or
I think he would rather be
a head coach at
Boise
USC.
State. I think he would rather be a head
For
coach
him,
at Boise
yes.
State.
For him, yes.
Yes.
But imagine he just brings on Urban Meyer as like an assistant head coach. And then
that would
boom,
be stupid.
It would be.
I could see him going to
Pitt.
Are you ready for it?
Wisconsin, because Paul Chris has done nothing. Go for it.
There's one right under your nose you haven't said.
Don't say UCLA. Chip Kelly actually.
Why don't you want to throw that to the metaverse then?
Don't say San Diego
Why don't
State.
you want to throw it into the metaverse then?
Because I don't. Because it's not going to happen. Don't say San Jose State.
You're going to be real mad when Herb's like, hey, Kenny, I need you to get my O-line straight. Can you come out and coach with me?
Fuck it, let's do it. Here's how you beat a drug test. If you're a black athlete.
Can you give me a pipeline with the sub bay?
Did you just say
coach
pipeline on the phone? Sir, what do you mean? I can get you a line of credit. But nah, what school were you thinking of?
The one you just mentioned.
UCLA?
Yeah.
That wouldn't work because then they would just be back in the same
You're
situation.
mad how much you like that idea. You're mad at yourself.
It would be great.
Are you telling me that or are you telling yourself? Because you keep saying it as a question.
It's like, I mean, does Chip Kelly
move over to
USC then?
No.
What the fuck are we doing?
Chip's out. Go back to the Midwest, bruh.
I mean, Chip got you
Wazoo.
blue chip recruits.
He go to Wazoo.
He got you blue chip recruits. Nah, Wazoo ain't winning shit.
Neither's UCLA.
I mean,
he has one signature win.
I would, if I was Chip Kelly, I'd go to San Diego State and clean fucking house. Honestly, that's all they're missing is a rock star head coach. Like, hey, bro, y'all don't win shit, but y'all like are in San Diego. You literally could get all you need is like a couple 5-star recruits in like 6 years.
All right, so other news we got to talk about this week.
Because Urban Meyer's a bum. Came in Nebraska. That's really the chick who was grinding on him. Her name was came in Nebraska and she went to Ohio State. Boy, wow.
Jalen Smith, former Cowboy, former Notre Dame standout. Should have been a first-round pick, but ACL injury changed that.
Obliterated his kneecap. He should have technically never played again. That's how bad the knee injury was, but he recovered from it. It was like significant nerve damage.
So Smith was released this week, 2 years into a 4-year, 100-something deal he signed in like 2019. The Cowboys essentially paid him $7 million to go away. He was already playing less snaps. I think he only had like 180 other 280 snaps. Van Der Esch and Fitzpatrick had already taken over the two main linebacker positions.
Who's Fitzpatrick? Micah Parsons?
Yeah, I don't know why I said.
And then
the Micah thing.
Keanu Neal.
Yeah, the Micah thing.
A former safety out of Florida.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now he's a linebacker.
Yeah, I know who Keanu Neal is. Thank you.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
You know there's a movie called Keanu about the cat?
No.
And really? The cat, Tiffany Haddish is in it.
Now he knows family entertainment.
Yes, I do. I'm a family man.
All of a sudden.
The back of my fucking shirt says Uncle Kenny, bro. Like,
and what do they call you at Larry Flint's?
Sir. I don't think I've ever been to Larry Flint's, so I wouldn't know.
There's one like 2 miles from your house.
There are. A homie of mine worked there, and he's like, anytime you need something, just let me know. I don't know if he still works there, but I might pull that offer out for the end of the year. Like, hey, we can get Urban Meyer to come. Because he's going to get fired pretty soon. We can talk together how we're going to take over UCLA or San Diego State football. I'm just saying. Fuck it. We'll all get jobs. Turn to the cocaine cowboys of college football.
I'm just imagining those two Kermit memes. And Kenny's like, nah, I shouldn't work for Herb. He's an asshole. It's like, well, fuck it. You're also an asshole.
But you know how to work. You know how to get inside the mind of an asshole because you're an asshole incarnate. You're right.
Anyways, yeah. So Smith is now a member of the Green Bay Packers. If you haven't checked out the TDs_tenders IG, you can see Jalen Smith making I don't know what you want to call that.
A montage?
What the hell was he doing? He was trying to bat down a pass that was like 20 yards over his head.
That's funny as shit.
A totally different angle. Like I've seen trash cans in Madden 2005 when they had that little shitty quarterback vision thing that you had to line up or else you threw like shit.
They still have QB vision. You just turn it off because you realize it's dumb as shit.
Do they have it?
They still have QB vision.
Really?
Yeah, you just turn it off.
I don't think they do, bro.
I might have eliminated it like 2-3 years ago, but I know like the PS2 and PS3 versions, they have QB vision.
No, all the white quarterbacks had a full vision, and Donovan McNabb was like this big.
I was like, this is racism. This is racism at its finest.
How Tom Brady shit is like 3/4 of the field.
The whole stadium. This motherfucker can see into the bathroom with X-ray vision.
Well, Pat Mahomes can throw behind him 20 yards.
Mahomes can throw.
He would actually have the whole
Pat Man's QB vision is so crazy he can throw into the past and still hit the future.
Wow. Okay, CR.
He can throw football into the past and stop slavery. That's how fucking crazy his QB vision is. I mean, he would still end up light skinned, so technically.
Too bad you ain't seen Venom. Can't talk about it.
You punk bitch. I said we can go see Venom right after the show. You were like, no, I don't want to. It's my little brother's birthday tomorrow.
Don't worry. You didn't miss out.
You don't appreciate Marvel movies or comic book movies, and I know you didn't see the What If season finale, season 1. So I don't really take you seriously when you talk about shit like this, because I know you don't care deep down.
I do care. I actually do care.
No, you don't.
I actually do care.
You literally didn't see Iron Man. You have never seen Iron Man, the first one.
Because I don't care about Iron Man. Okay, I've
said,
been listening to you talk about white fucking privilege for damn near 300 episodes, and you want to talk about Iron Man? You want to talk about Iron Man?
Technically, it's actually not the start of Marvel Universe. It was Blade, but that's a whole other story. Because
you know who Urban Meyer is on his fucking what Avenger are you? Quizzes? He's Iron Man, bro. He's Iron Man. He's definitely
Red Hulk. He's Red Hulk.
Is that even an option?
He's Red Hulk, yeah, because he just
is that an option? Is that an option on the fucking BuzzFeed quiz? Probably not.
It should be BuzzFeed. Why are you not hiring me? You know, my pop cultural relevance is just.
Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is nobody cares about Iron Man.
You're literally stupid.
Okay, when I say nobody, I mean me. All right, I don't give a fuck about.
There were memes about it. People cried. Kids cried in the theater. That was like Iron Man dying. Was this generation's? I know you did.
I honestly clapped. I was honestly so happy.
He took too long to die.
I cried when Spider-Man vanished.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but I mean,
we're on a tangent right now about Venom, but I'll just tell you this.
Marvel, because he's in the Marvel.
I'll just tell you this, bro.
He's in the Marvel.
I'll just tell you this.
Just like Deadpool. You don't care about Deadpool?
In your childhood, do you remember those Spider-Man cartoons?
They were the greatest.
Where Carnage was just shitting on Spider-Man for like a full season, bro.
Yeah, just whooping his ass.
Everybody's ass, bro. Like they had to get a whole fucking squad against him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He was pretty much fucking Brawly.
OP.
Like Carnage and Brawly. Like that's what I want to see.
That's a scary fucking symbiote. Actually, Brawly with the Venom symbiote would be fucking nightmarish.
Anyways, point I was trying to make is
Carnage is technically the child of Venom.
I didn't get that vibe from Carnage. Like I got the
I'm a fucking serial killer who likes to bite people's fingers.
I got this as
Woody Harrelson is a great fucking actor.
This is a filler movie. Like we're trying to tie up loose ends and bring Venom into the Marvel universe. Because
that's where all the money is. That's what Sony said.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, y'all make better shit than us.
Pretty much what happened was this Venom movie was the Venom movie we thought we were gonna get with the first Venom movie.
Yes.
Where it was like, what the fuck is this? No Spider-Man, like what is going on? But if you remember that time, we went to Venom expecting nothing, and we walked out of there like that was a great fucking time that we had at the theater. We laughed, we cried, we had a good time.
I didn't cry at all.
We cried of laughter.
Oh yeah, that was there. I had hella jokes.
Anyways, point is,
I'm really the funny friend.
This one really didn't have that feel. It just
because the backstory, the origin story, it was just like an action movie. The origin story is always the better one that you remember. The second movie sometimes is usually a flop, but it gives you more context. Except for Thor: The Dark World.
I'd rather watch all
Thor:
three.
The Dark World was probably the worst movie ever made.
All three original Spider-Mans, followed by
they were fired.
Batman Beyond on seven times.
I'd rather watch like the old.
I'd rather watch Batman Beyond for 24 hours than watch the second Venom movie.
God damn, the George Clooney one?
No, Batman Begins, the first fucking
Beyond.
Dark Knight.
You said Beyond.
Whatever. No, Beyond wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. It's like campy bad. It's like
George Clooney as Batman is honestly probably gave somebody cancer. That's how bad it was. They probably stressed themselves to the point where their body fucking gave out on them. George Clooney is the worst Batman ever. He's the worst character ever. He's worse than Biden pretending to be a president.
I didn't like Ben Affleck as Batman, but he was better than I thought.
Ben Affleck was not a bad Batman.
He wasn't a bad Batman.
He's a realistic Batman. He talked some shit to Wonder Woman, got his ribs broken. He's like, damn, I'm kind of turned on, even though she could murder me at any second. But she didn't.
I'd rather watch Ryan Reynolds fucking Green Lantern, followed by Ben Affleck Daredevil, than watch the second Venom again.
Oh fuck, that's a lot. That's a lot of terribleness. But nah, that's why I gotta stop you.
And then probably throw on X-Men fucking Origins.
You have now you can just stop there. You can just stop right now. Here's the problem. Your emphasis on origin stories, you want the next movie to be the best movie. No, the first movie sets up everything. And then every movie after that.
I fucking hated Batman Begins, even though there's people
you didn't see Iron Man, bitch.
Theses.
You didn't see Iron Man.
There's literally people that have theses about how
Man.
Batman fucking Begins is the best of the trilogy.
Fuck
there's
Batman
literally
movies.
a cult that says Batman Begins is better than fucking Dark Knight.
That's because
I don't know what kind of meth they're on.
They're on drugs. They're on fentanyl. They're on fentanyl laced opioids. But that's a whole nother story. And they probably snorted fucking Four Locos out of pen caps in high school. They probably burnt the pen cap and then put the Four Loko in there at the same time and just tried to. They thought they were taking shots, but really you're just giving yourself alcohol poisoning or fucking pen poisoning, whatever, ink poisoning. But no, what you got to understand is
I don't even know how I brought up Venom. I forgot how that even came up.
It was probably relating to the topic at hand.
I don't know how it relates to Jalen Smith. He needs a symbiote for his knee, I guess.
What the fuck, Jalen? Oh yeah, that's why. Okay, so his origin story is much better than how he's playing right now.
That's not why I brought up Venom, but okay.
But that's why it makes sense, right?
Pretend,
It makes sense. See how I just tied it in?
Yeah.
See how I just looped that together?
All right.
What's up, Marvel? What's up, Marvel? What's up, Marvel? Okay. But okay, so this part of his life is Venom 2. But the next part is probably going to be whatever
Is
version.
there a third one? No, he's just going to be in fucking Spider-Man and shit now.
That's the point, though. Enter the Spider-Man. Think about it. The Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland have been fucking great.
It wasn't even.
Tell me they've been trash. Lions say they've been trash.
They haven't been trash.
They've been great. What was Spider-Man's?
The Andrew Garfield
growth?
ones were good.
Exactly.
I like those ones.
Exactly, they were. And what does all this culminate from? Iron Man dying, bitch. Iron Man dying is a huge part of growth and development in Spider-Man's story.
I guess.
The same way Venom is going to be a strand in the story of Peter Parker. And the Venomverse could be even crazier because they can make cartoons. They could fucking venomize everybody where he venomizes Doctor Strange. Like all that shit. They could bring in Null. I mean, that's probably too far off. That's a lot of shit to do. The Eternals may or may not be a bust. I'm not really. I'm
kind of 50-50 on that one.
Like Eternals might be like a shitty George Clooney Batman movie. It does have potential, and if it fails,
or a Captain Marvel.
Yeah, if it's a Captain Marvel, they're fucked. So like if Jalen Smith flops with the Packers, this is it for him. Even though I thought like he would be really, he's actually the perfect coverage linebacker for them because they're one of the linebackers got injured.
He can't cover like that anymore though.
But he can still play. Like he's a serviceable player at middle linebacker.
All right, other news.
His speed and his ability to track and keep things in front of him, like he's not, like he was a Pro Bowler and he's still good. And that Packers defense is young. Eric Stokes is a baller.
Other news, the Patriots signed middle linebacker Jamie Collins for the third time. Collins signed with the Detroit Lions after winning the Super Bowl a few years ago. It was his second time hitting the bank. But yeah, he's back.
Because they had somebody go on IR. But yeah, the Packers with Eric Stokes playing the way he's playing.
I mean, I think Smith has more left than Collins.
Yeah, obviously. But Collins is like, you know what you're going to get with him. And Belichick can just use him. But the fact that Belichick got finessed by the Panthers by just having to trade Gilmore and all they get back is a 6th-round pick for a former defensive player of the year
2 years ago.
And by the way, when I said the Carolina Panthers were a Super Bowl fucking
dark
horse, I got laughed off out of the room, off the mic. Look at me now, you bitches.
Hey,
Sam Darnold leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns with 5. Did you see that coming? They're literally playing better without Christian McCaffrey. Damn near. Who'da thunk it?
Hey, shout out DJ Moore for wearing number 2 after losing Curtis Samuel. That shit made me sweet, bro.
I mean, he actually is a better receiver. I remember Steve Smith said
they came out the same job.
Yeah, but
Moore was 12 and Samuel was 10 and Samuel's out, so now he wears number 2.
Solid. And I think he might have worn number 1 at Maryland. But either way, DJ Moore is a solid receiver. He's somebody the Raiders could have
He's
picked.
like 4th in receiving yards.
He's like
into the week.
I think he's 1st in the league since he came in the league as far as receiving yardage. He has like 2,700 all-purpose yards. He's like top 3 since he came into the league.
Well, yeah, and Gilmore's from the Carolina area, so
he has a house right down the street from the Panthers GM.
I didn't know he played with Jadeveon Clowney.
He went to South Carolina.
Yeah, I didn't know they went there at the same time. I didn't know that.
I bet you didn't.
I do remember that South Carolina team having like
loaded on defense every year.
Loaded with locks.
Yeah. Swearinger.
Like everyone had locks on that team.
Swearinger, yeah.
Because that was like the last year of NCAA. RIP.
RIP.
And shout out to
you still need to
Sidney Rice, wherever he is.
Yeah. Sidney Rice was a South Carolina GOAT. People don't really remember how nice he was in South Carolina.
He was stupid nice,
He
bro.
was better than Alshon Jeffrey, which is saying a lot.
At one point, people were comparing Sidney Rice to Jerry Rice.
No, they called him Baby Megatron.
They also called him Jerry Rice. A lot of people compared him to Jerry Rice coming out the draft.
I mean, he's faster than Jerry Rice.
Okay.
So, like, and he's bigger. He's like 6'4". Jerry Rice ain't 6'4".
I'm just telling you. That's what they said.
Okay. I don't know who you were listening to, but nobody was calling him Jerry Rice.
I'm telling you, they were, bro.
Somebody said it because they probably had the last name, but it's like nobody was saying he's the next Jerry Rice.
People were saying
He
that.
was not that high of a first round pick. There were better receivers.
Didn't he get hurt, though, too, that last year?
Something like that. But
Yeah.
like, he fucked his shit up and then ended up in Seattle. Like, he broke his femur or some shit or his kneecap. It was some nasty injury. But, yeah, you know, nobody was calling him that. He was a big.
I'm telling you, they
receiver with
were,
speed.
bro. I'm telling you,
Once
they
he
were.
got with Brett Favre, they're like, oh, shit, this dude is nice. He was like baby Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards
Was Braylon Edwards ever Braylon Edwards?
when he had 16 touchdowns in a season.
What, 1 year?
I think that's
2
still,
years?
I think that's still a team record too. By the way, I think anybody else has had 16 receiving touchdowns in fucking Cleveland Browns history.
Are we talking about full Cleveland Browns or new Cleveland Browns?
Either one. And like Braylon Edwards was nice. That's why he went so high out of Michigan. Just go watch Braylon Edwards when he played in the Rose Bowl. He was murdering people.
All right, so I guess with that, we'll move to college football news.
Yeah, we can hear the sounds again. So Notre Dame got their ass beat, right? Ooh, sorry. I don't know what that was. Okay, had to clear my throat. All right, so Notre Dame got their ass beat. Notre Dame took a lot of L's this week. Ain't that right, Pete?
Yep.
So Brian Kelly was the former head coach at Notre Dame. I mean, not Notre Dame. He's the former head coach of Cincinnati for years, and he did a bunch of dirty shit, and he was pretty much like throwing sneak dishes at Cincinnati for years. Oh, they'd be blessed and lucky enough to play a team like Notre Dame. He got with Notre Dame, thought he was hot shit, when in reality he's been mediocre, and he can't win big games. So Cincinnati beat them pretty soundly. I think it was 24-13, and they got $1.2 million of that NBC money for that game. They got $1.2 million. So that's kind of nice. And the fact that Cincinnati should be a Big Ten team, but I guess Ohio State didn't want no part of that because they're literally in Ohio. In fucking like dead Ohio. They're in Ohio. But now they're gonna be a Big 12 team. Whatever. That's just funny to me that they beat Notre Dame so soundly. And all they have to do is win out. Like literally, there's nobody else in their way. They just win out. I mean, maybe Coastal Carolina, but if they win out, they could pretty much easily end up being the number 2 team in the nation. Because everybody else who I thought was gonna be a mainstay kind of lost. Like Florida lost.
Oregon.
I was getting to that. Don't
don't
fucking chime in on my college football segment because you act like you care about college football because you don't.
I care about college football more than Iron Man. How about that?
I agree. And you care about Oregon losing to Stanford because every 2-3 years, Stanford just beats Oregon when they're highly ranked. Because CJ Verdell, he's out for the year with a leg injury.
Oregon always finds a way to lose one game to some random Pac-12 team that they should have beat.
I mean, that's why the PC3 would work because losses wouldn't matter anymore when you have 20 fucking teams in your conference and you're playing round robin and really the last team standing with the best record, really.
You know how when something is like a good idea, you don't have to keep revisiting it and keep selling it?
Nah,
hey,
Squid Games is
like, today.
Squid Games was created in 2009, so shut up.
Like, hey, today. Wings. You didn't even have to keep going back to Wings to get me to go to Wings because it was a good idea.
Yeah, that's the play.
The PC3, you keep adding layers to it.
because there's
And it doesn't make it a better idea.
No, I'm just
It
saying.
just makes it more complicated and harder to accomplish.
No, I just keep.
Now you're talking about you went from making a West Coast Super Conference.
Solutions.
You veered off and cut back all the way around the snack bar and then came back onto the field. Now you're talking about essentially creating a whole nother fucking league.
I mean, you're
saying to have 20 teams
West
play a
Coast.
round robin. Like you're talking about doing a whole different thing.
Hey, all you need is the teams, and they will come and watch it. You understand me? If you just have a super conference with a bunch of teams, whoever has the best record, shit, that's what you promote. Like, look, all these teams they played, all this West Coast marketing money that could stay on the West Coast, all this recruiting money that could stay on the West Coast. All the best players in California don't even fucking play at schools on the West Coast. They play in the SEC. They play in the Big Ten.
They go to Oregon.
Only one of them went to Oregon. But, like, I'm talking about the top two quarterbacks who are probably going to be NFL prospects in 2 years or 3 years. One's at Alabama and one's at Clemson. But they're having a terrible year, by the way. But that's what happens when you lose all your offense and a chunk of your defense. But, like, all the best players in California are not even in California. So what are we saying? Yeah, Drake London's having an All-American type year, but let's be honest, he'll probably win a 4 or 5 and become a second-round pick because when have USC receivers ever been top 10 receivers in the league? Never, right?
Keyshawn Johnson? Lynn Swann?
You went too far back. You could have said Johnny Morton, but okay.
I always forget about Johnny Morton.
Of course you do. But it's like, come on, let's just be realistic. You look at all these California schools, all these schools that are supposed to be putting out this top flight talent, but they're not winning. You're just putting out guys at certain positions. That's all you are now. Like, there's nothing special about that. So, just point out some things on the top 25. So, Alabama, Georgia, and this is from 1 down to 25. So, Alabama's 1, then Georgia, Iowa is ranked 3rd. Penn State, Cincinnati Bearcats ranked 5th. Let's be honest. Iowa and Penn State could easily lose. Alabama, Georgia, that's the SEC title game. So, Cincinnati just has to win out. Oklahoma's 5-0. I don't know how. They almost lost to West Virginia, I think. They're not really good. They almost lost to Kansas State, too, possibly. They might lose to Texas. If they lose to Texas, it's over. So then you got Ohio State. They're 4-1. Oregon is 4-1, at 7-8, respectively. Michigan's 5-0. They are ranked 9th. Then you got BYU.
Still lose to Ohio State.
I think this is the year they beat them.
I've been saying that for literally 5 years.
Defensively, Michigan is.
Literally, we've been saying that for 2 years.
This is his best shot. This is his best shot.
We literally said that the past 2 years.
This is his best shot to beat Ohio State.
He couldn't beat Ohio State in COVID. You really think this is his best shot?
There's no Chase Young there. There's no first round corners there. There's no first round running backs there.
I mean, were there really first round corners before?
Allegedly, on paper. BYU was 5-0 and ranked 10th. Don't get me started on that. Michigan State's ranked 11th. They're 5-0. Oklahoma State's 5-0. They're 12th. Arkansas, surprisingly, is 4-1. And 13th is good for them. They got killed by Georgia, but they beat a bunch of ranked teams they weren't supposed to beat. Coastal Carolina. Notre Dame is 14th after losing to Cincinnati. Then Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, whatever the fuck a Chanticleer is, they're 5-0. They're ranked 15th. Kentucky's ranked 5-0. Mississippi or Ole Miss is 3-1. Auburn 4-1. Wake Forest is 5-0. They're 19th. The Florida Gators, after losing to Kentucky, they go from 10 to 20. And Kentucky's ranked 16th. Florida's 3-2. Texas is 4-1. Arizona State, your team, is 4-1. North Carolina State is 4-1. That's your team. There's a bunch of IE cats on that team. Shut up.
That's what the team's always been.
And that's why they're your team. North Carolina State's 4-1. SMU is 5-0, and they're ranked. Oh, what do you know? San Diego State, which beat 2 Pac-12 teams, San Diego State is ranked 4-0, and they are 25th in the country. Imagine if Urban Meyer was their head coach. The 5 stars that would be coming through there. They would get some NFL linemen. They would get better DBs. Oh, yeah. All right. So, when it comes to that, just let you know, it's really the Big Ten. Cincinnati is the only outside team, really. They're not a Power 5 conference. So Cincinnati is the only hope for Power 5s. I don't believe in Coastal Carolina, even though they're ranked like in the mid-teens. And it's really Alabama, Georgia, Iowa, Penn State, Oklahoma. After like those 6 teams at the top, that's your national championship picture, realistically. Because Georgia could easily win out, and they have like the best defense in the country. So there's that. Oh, and All-American cornerback Derek Stingley for LSU. He's out indefinitely after having foot surgery. Honestly, he should just probably declare for the draft and just sit out. He's done enough at LSU. He doesn't really do anything else. And Kentucky was fined $250,000 by the SEC for storming the field at home after upsetting 10th ranked Florida. Then 10th.
Shout out to Waka Flocka, who was out there in the
Waka
stands.
Flocka Flame. Sir.
And they played Grove Street Party.
Get his motherfucking name right. He walked him out, and yeah, he was taking pictures.
I didn't know that song was Grove Street Party. Like, I didn't know the name of the song.
I know you didn't. Somehow I knew you didn't know.
Yeah.
It's okay though.
Because I first heard it on Drake's album.
Mm-hmm.
The remix.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I heard it.
Mm-hmm. Designer officially, his song finally crossed 1 billion streams.
Panda?
Yep.
That's the most randomest shit you ever cited. Why the fuck do you know that?
Because
who is keeping up with Designer, bro? Designer ain't even keeping up with Designer. I was reading like
business journal articles and like economic articles and shit like that, and his popped up. But yeah, that's it for college football.
All right, so
can't wait to tailgate with USC UCLA whenever they open that fucking portal back up. Jesus, man. Making it hard out here.
Do you have the rundown in front of you? Do you want to read it?
Yes.
You ready for that? Let's do it.
Take or tangent?
Yep.
We got Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
I spelled it right. Don't look at me like that. I spelled it properly on the rundown.
No, Kenny wrote it wrong.
That says Lamar. That says Lamar.
All right, let's try it again. Who is it?
Lamar Jackson.
I got screenshot. That shit says Lamar.
Go ahead.
He said all quarterbacks deserve the same amount of protection. And he's only has 7 roughing the passer calls in favor in 41 career starts.
Yeah, that second sentence was your fault, but it's all right.
Nah, bro, read that
it's
right
all right.
there.
It's all right.
What does that say?
You left out a couple.
No, I didn't. Read what it says on the rundown.
He's only had 7 roughing the passer calls in his favor in 41 career starts.
I didn't. I spelled it right. You probably
I didn't say the Lamar Jackson was spelled wrong. I was just saying your second sentence could have been a little bit better. It's all right.
I mean, it could have been better, but it's still
anyways.
How dare you? Pete does that. He'll change some shit on the rundown. I'm gonna say, hey, you read this, and you're like, wait, what?
I'm gonna say, honestly, I didn't even look at the rundown. But besides that,
this motherfucker.
I literally just I opened it and just sent it to 5:30. No, you sent it at 5:46.
Same difference. It's a 15-minute window, bitch. You weren't doing anything.
Anyways, point I was trying to say is, I think Lamar Jackson is right because I mean, every week we're talking about the refs somehow, right? Like last week it was Joey Bosa talking about how the refs just call whatever they want. Like This week it's Lamar. Like, just because you have this perception of him because he can run the ball, because he can stretch plays, that like, oh, he's not worthy of being protected. Like, because he's not a statue, we don't need to protect him.
Or White.
That too.
Because Tannehill gets calls.
Well, the other thing I was gonna say is
Tannehill was a receiver in college.
Don't get me started on that because I got into it with one of my good friends who was like, well, I guess I'm taking the tangent route now. But yeah, this dude was like, oh, it's not about race. How those are just the 4 greatest quarterbacks ever: Drew Brees, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. Like, obviously they beat every team. And he was like, and Russ is next. He only needs to beat 2 more teams.
Aaron Rodgers don't get calls like that either, by the way.
I was like, dude, I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying is it's not a coincidence that those are the only 4 players. And oh yeah, they played 18 years. Like, that doesn't happen by mistake. There's so many factors that go into why black quarterbacks don't succeed, why they're tossed out as soon as they can't be the Messiah anymore, as soon as they're incapable of putting the team on their back. We just toss them aside. Ask RG3, ask Cam Newton.
RG3
those guys don't have experience. Those guys don't have business expertise that would get them to hold the clipboard. No. You want Blake Bortles. You want these big statue guys.
Chase Daniels.
And then guess what? Those guys get the offensive coordinator jobs and the QB jobs, and then the whole cycle just keeps repeating itself.
Kellen Moore's an offensive coordinator.
Then they want to get the quarterbacks that look and play like them instead of getting the ones who can change and define the game. And while it is changing, thanks to guys like Mahomes and Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson and even Cam before that, there's a reason why we're 20 years late. Like, it's not a coincidence. So I'll just say that. And Lamar's right. Like, all quarterbacks do deserve the same kind of treatment. And for whatever reason, Jackson doesn't get it. I mean, Derek Carr gets it sometimes.
7 roughing the passer calls in 41. He led the league in touchdowns his first full year as a starter.
Yeah.
And you're telling me how many he maybe got 2 roughing the passer calls, and he led the league in touchdown passes by a wide margin? Come on. Part of it is race, and the other part is, like, if they just don't feel like you're worthy of being protected, if you're not one of those slow, it's like there's like a disdain against athletic quarterbacks. Like, Tannehill can get some calls, but it's like QBs who are mobile and can take off and run. Like, Josh Allen don't get a lot of calls necessarily. It's like they just believe, oh, because guys are more athletic, I don't have to necessarily call roughing the passer as much. And it's like, no, are you dumb? Like, these old statues cats who are running 5.2s, you can't play quarterback anymore. You're too slow for the D tackle who runs a 4.6 and bench presses 2 plates 35 times and can play DN and D tackle. Like, you got defensive ends that run 4.3 40s now. Your 5.2 running ass you're not getting the ball out quick enough. So if you're not getting the ball out quick enough and you're not athletic enough, of course they have to throw a flag and protect you.
Well, I think the funny thing is, like, we talked about it, like Tom Brady talked about it, and I mean, even he said it's kind of
they're
outrageous.
penalizing the defense for the offense's mistakes.
Yeah, but the other thing that I'll say to that is, you know, he's benefited from it. But besides that, like,
he's the only one who's really benefited from it. He got Super Bowls because of it.
But besides that, like, the thing is, like, and people have talked about it, like, if you go back and you read about 70s and 60s and 70s and 80s football players, like, there's certain plays you just didn't call. There are certain routes you didn't run. And if you're playing the same team over and you know those guys, because the turnover wasn't the same as it is now, like, Lynn Swann and those Raiders, like, they win at each other. Lynn Swann knew what to expect every time he ran down the middle. And that's why you didn't call those plays unless you really had to. And if you did, you better damn well have the balls to hold on to the ball and catch it and make the play. Because if you didn't, either way, you're getting smacked.
Yep.
And now it's like we have this whole higher than now sort of attitude towards like, hey, our whole history's jacked up, so let us overcompensate and try to entirely change the game. But it's like, nah, you just need to find a way to, I don't know, maybe you just need to reward the players who don't get penalized. I don't know.
Don't over police the defense because you want the offense to score 35 points a game. Like that just makes frustrated bad defenders and overinflated offensive players. Cats who just run free.
Hi, I'm the NFL. How are you doing?
Exactly. At least in college football, like even though the targeting rule in college football is stupid as shit and is dumb, like they've made more changes to the targeting rule than the NFL does. Like, and the targeting rule in college is atrocious how it's being handled in some cases. Because it's like, just look at the law of physics. If somebody's running at somebody else at a faster speed and the person who's running knows where they're going to go, they make a slight cut, the other person doesn't adjust, and they hit him at a certain angle, and now you're throwing a flag on that person. You're putting evil intent on a defender who is only reacting to the intent of the offensive player. And that's the problem. Like, stop assuming evil intent on the defense's part when the offense is doing something to get a reaction out of the defense. Because now that's gamesmanship. That's skirting the rules. Like, it's almost like when, quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage and purposely does a fake count to draw the defense offside.
It's just
that's
like
gamesmanship.
It's just like,
but calling PI on some bullshit downfield that we know isn't.
It's
PI,
just like baseball. Like it's like
sign stealing. In
there's
baseball?
There's a lot of things in baseball that are unwritten. Things that you don't do, things that are part of the culture, strategy.
Jog to first base.
And they've tried to do things about that to make it better. Like when they did the whole clock thing, like there's a number of things they've tried to speed up the game and make it better. But that's part of the game. And I think that's how fans usually react is like, it's part of the game. And it's the same thing with football. Like, that's why you used to have 3 quarterbacks, sometimes even 4. Because there was always a threat. Your quarterback get the piss knocked out of him, and guess what? Next man up. That's why people carried 15 deep offensive line. Now some teams only carry 8.
Which is
9.
weird, which is really weird.
Some teams, but they'll carry what?
7.
3 defensive line groups, 2 different linebacker groups.
8 receivers,
5 safeties, 6 safeties.
And now the linebackers.
And I get it because defensive players, like, they're needed on special teams too, but also like there's a reason why that offensive is getting all the protection and the defense is just like a revolving door. Right? Like Stephen Gilmore just got traded for a 6th-round pick. The defensive player.
And he passed his physical, by the way. He passed his physical, so the Patriots feel real stupid. Because now he can come back week 7. Like, you had him on IR. He passed his physical. So you could have paid him.
Meanwhile, what, 2 years ago, Odell got traded for a 1st-round pick off ACL injury?
Because him and Saquon in the same offense wouldn't have been fair.
So that's just one. That's just one micro example of a offensive versus defensive player, like the value. Anyways, all right. Next one.
Speaking of,
she's gonna do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Odell Beckham Jr. has played with the torn labrum in his left shoulder for the past 10 years.
It's on labrum.
Damn.
Labrum.
That's wild. Isn't that what Kobe had?
Probably. Yeah.
I think Kobe played with a shoulder injury for a really long time too.
Yeah, he's like, that shit. You're not gonna be able to hold your child after a while. But yeah, he tore his labrum like his sophomore year at LSU.
So
freshman
why he catches with one hand. Joke's on us. Damn, this
His
man
labrum doesn't work.
This man can only lift his arm halfway up.
He said he was on a Jerry Rice receiving pace, playing with a torn labrum. Because Baker Mayfield has a partially torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder.
You get a torn labrum. You get a torn labrum.
No, that shit hurts for real. I fucked up my labrum one time and I really thought it was over. I fell off a fucking tree and hit my arm. I was like, oh, this is pain. Somebody play The Weeknd so I could start crying. But nah, yeah. Ooh, a torn labrum for 10 years. Never said a word. His sophomore year, he had like almost 1,200 yards receiving, and then they went to the national title game. That's crazy. All right, next one.
NFLPA executive director. You're gonna have to correct me. This
I accidentally deleted it. My bad.
God damn it! Stop messing with the rundown.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
It's Demori Smith.
Demori Smith, a job in jeopardy, approaching vote this Friday.
So pretty much, he's voting. They're voting to see. He has to get like 20 votes, I think, to run and be the chief director for the NFLPA again. If he doesn't get a certain amount of votes, he would have to rerun. But he's not. He doesn't have a very favorable Q rating with the players after pretty much selling them up the river on their last.
Did
CBA.
he really though? Is he really responsible for selling them up the river?
Yeah, partially. Because
though.
Yeah, because at a certain point you have to protect the interest of your clients.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
No.
Let me ask you this.
They've been better off going on strike than getting the deal
Let me
they
ask
have
you
right
this.
now.
Let me ask you this.
But I also blame
if you have
a
a school that's just shitty and there's walkouts every day and there's riots every day and the test scores are low and there's a bunch of shit going on, you blame the principal for that? Is that the principal's fault?
Leadership, a fish routes from the head down.
I guess, but also
I said
you can only do so much.
But when you're in a leadership position, 75% of shit that ain't your fault is your fault. Half of it is probably 25% of it is probably your fault, but you get half the blame. On top of that,
I agree with you.
You get 75% of the responsibility.
I think my whole thing is this, like, who's really upset? Because we've been talking about a potential lockout for damn near 10 years.
The players who know it's a bad deal. The other dumbass players who just probably screwed off all their money and don't understand.
Those are probably the ones complaining, saying that.
Yes, but there's also smart players who said it beforehand. This is a bad idea. We shouldn't sign this, but fuck it, we got to sign it anyway because these idiots don't realize they got to sacrifice now for the next generation. Saying like that. That's all this is.
But that's what I'm saying is I don't think any of that is directly his fault. Maybe you're right. Maybe he hasn't been the solution. Maybe he hasn't changed enough or as fast as people would like. But like, what I'm saying is
some of those provisions are terrible.
Is he really?
If you're a lawyer and you let that shit go through for your client, that's terrible. That's bad.
But he's not representing one client. He's representing
the needs of the players.
He's representing what? 1,500 players at least, probably.
And, they have player reps
and a bunch of other players in free agency. Like there's a lot of players that in that union.
The players union pretty much has bent over and taken it.
You can't put exactly, and that's not. And it's always been. That's what I'm saying. Is it's always been that way.
But he hasn't helped it. What strides has he made?
But what I'm saying is that's not his fault. Like
I'm not saying it's not his fault, but like, bro, either don't have a director at all, but don't keep doing this shit. Like, are all the players this stupid?
I'm just imagining you like being at the front of the people, like wandering through the desert for 40 years and being like, dog, this ain't it, Moses. Like, dog, why are
You
we
made
going
3
this way?
suspects left,
Why
bro.
are we going this way?
Let me see the
I
text
told
messages
you.
God sent you. I think you capping.
I told
Fuck
you.
that. No.
Go right at the Sphinx. Nah, your ass wanted to go left.
I was like, bro, the land of milk and honey is much quicker. We just take, we got to go through a really dangerous part of town, and not everybody's going to make it. But I don't want to fucking go 40 years. I don't want to take 40 years to fucking get to the same place. We can just go 20 minutes.
What I'm saying is, those 1,500 people following Moses could have been like, nah, fuck it, I'm out. Let's go that way. But they didn't. So, can you really blame him? Can you just blame the...
I said I don't fully blame him, but if you choose the role, you get blamed for the weight of that role, and it's not fair. Life ain't fair.
And it's doubly not fair if you're a black man in America.
Exactly. With his receding hairline, it's not.
Fuck!
And I think he has a big bottom lip, so he might have an underbite.
Looking like the reptile version.
You know, like the meme of the dude on the phone, and he's holding
like
his arm?
not the ninja reptile version, the like half reptile.
I was thinking Street Sharks, but never mind.
All right, well,
Do you even know what Street Sharks is?
probably not.
You got to Google it. It was actually a really dope show in the 90s. I had a toy. I had the Street Sharks toy. That shit was fire.
Born in 2002.
Damn, what was I doing in 2002? Shit, my sister was like 5.
Sucking on titties.
We were
and
10.
church.
I mean, yeah. I elevated past that.
I did not hear that.
My mom's like, if you could remember all the shit you did as
You
a
gotta
baby,
listen to. We've talked about it on the show before.
it's a thing I did when I was like 3 in church, but whatever. I'm not that. I don't know. I don't remember.
You are kind of proud of it. You've literally told like 80% of the people.
I don't
who
remember
ever met
it.
you.
I don't remember it, but I am proud of it.
That's like low key your Tinder tagline.
Sucking titties in church since I was 3. Get at me.
Woo!
I'm discreet.
All right.
Unless you don't want me. This is why it's fucking.
We got touchdown or tone. Oh,
Why are you
I
so
don't know.
nervous?
No, I'm half asleep.
You
to
talk
be honest.
fine. I've heard you talk hundreds of times. You don't talk like that.
I don't.
She's like, it's been a long day. I can't handle this shit.
Touchdown or turnover. Marshawn Lynch to be named the inaugural NFL PA Chief Brand Ambassador.
Finally, they got something right.
Could he just be the director? Nah.
Shout out to the Mexicans.
Wait, what?
Shout out to the Mexicans.
What does that have to do with Marshawn Lynch? He's from North Oakland.
You didn't see that? I sent you a meme this week. It was like a throwback when they were in Mexico City and they gave him a Mexico jersey.
Oh yeah,
And he was like, "Yeah, I'll fuck with the Mexicans. Blah, blah, blah. We always be eating, blah, blah, chilling, eating tacos." Blah, blah.
I really probably skimmed.
And I didn't know. I didn't understand half of what he said. If I'm being honest, I don't even think the reporter did. He was just like, "Here, bro. I was just trying to give you a jersey," but he was like, "Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, fuck with the Mexicans." Blah,
The
blah,
funny
blah.
thing is, if I go back and listen to the interview, I probably know exactly what he said. Bay Area cats have a way of speaking where we understand.
But yeah, I think it's a good move. I mean, he's already proven to be a.
He's
I don't want to say a spokesperson, but yeah, he's somebody that the players trust to speak and respect, to speak on their behalf. He's done his shit with the Fan Controlled Football League, which was secretly doper than anybody expected. And
coming back,
he continues to be a community ambassador.
Putting on for the city of Oakland.
Next one.
Christian McCaffrey said he'd argue against Thursday night football due to injury risk.
I mean, is it a turnover?
Huh?
I think it's a turnover because he got injured and popped his hamstring. But Thursday night football really makes no sense when you think about it. It really does. I'd rather see college football throughout the week. Like, I'd rather have a game on Sunday and a game Monday, but not a game Monday.
Remember last year we got a game on Tuesday and Wednesday?
That shit was weird. That shit was really weird. Like, there's always going to be football. You can maximize how much football there is.
Tell you what.
Okay, Hank.
I will take Solomon Thomas's take on banning artificial turf before I would take Christian McCaffrey banning Thursday Night Football.
Whoa.
Statistically, more injuries happen on artificial turf. You can't debate that.
I agree.
Medically researched.
Shout out to Reggie Bush's ACL.
Also confirms that. No, Reggie Bush fell on a damn cement
track, but slipped off
because he couldn't jump stop.
He had cleats on fucking concrete. Think about all the times you walked out on the field with metal cleats.
And think about the hundreds of people who slipped and fell and never got injured. Think about that.
He's the one who did.
Think about the people who know how to fall.
Imagine
fall.
Imagine if you slipped
and fall. He was trying to be too cool and not fall. Like, you just gotta let yourself fall.
I mean,
like skateboarding. Fall on your knees, bro. Just fall.
Let's not talk about skating because I shattered my ankle in a skating accident at World on Wheels years ago. So yeah, tried to stop myself from falling, broke and dislocated my shit.
Hey Kenny, how'd you mess up your ankle skating?
Yeah, I don't know that story.
Yeah, can you tell us, please?
Don't get in on it.
Hey Kenny, have you ever had any lower body injuries?
Probably, yeah. A few.
Couldn't tell by your fucking limp. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
None of them happened in church, thankfully.
All right, last one.
Asshole.
Derek Carr said Joey Bosa's comments on his mental and physical toughness, quote, pissed him off.
I'm upset. Something. I'm a MAGA secret. I don't know. Wow. I needed your freestyle skills. You didn't help me out there for one.
I was like, apparently you just jump out there and you got this. Like,
I was overzealous.
You clearly were. Like, there was too much zealous.
But yeah, point is, this dude's just crying. He's like, I knew you were.
You beat me up in front of my family because I was in. You beat my family. You beat me up in front of my family.
I think they really are homies. Like, honestly, I think the Bosses and the Cars are probably cool. Like, if I had to bet, I would bet
the Bosses went to St. Thomas Aquinas High School, which has a long racist history, and like it's a really rich high school. So, and then you factor in his father and his mom, and then you factor in him and his little brother, and then you factor in the fact that Carr's from Bakersfield, and his brother's loaded from playing the NFL as long as he did, and he has a Super Bowl ring. That's crazy. Derek Carr could play his whole career and might not end up with the ring, but his brother has one. But he's much better. He got a Super Bowl ring when he was with the Giants.
He was on the Giants?
He was on that Giants team that won the Super Bowl.
I forgot about that.
Jesus. Yep, 79 overall.
Jesus. Could you imagine if Eli would have went down and David Carr was out there?
Imagine he still throws the game-winning touchdown. Fuck. But yeah. Yeah, so pretty much when it comes to that, like, I'll take.
It's definitely a turnover.
It's definitely a turnover because Carr's acting like a bitch, and you got beat up in front of your family, and you mad. Maybe if you had
part of the quote when he was like, I don't know why he said that. Like, bro, you know why he said that. His team just beat you. His team beat you every last year and ended your playoff run. And guess what? He's been playing you for what, 6 years now? So that means he's played you 11 times.
Who knows what he's gonna get with you?
Who else has done that?
And you got Happy Feet. You got Happy Feet in the pocket.
Okay, Von Miller, sure. Other than that, what other player can speak to you to playing against Derek Carr more than Joey Bosa?
Akeem Talib, Chris Harris.
I guess maybe, yeah. Those are good ones. Yeah, those are good ones. I'll give you those.
Let's see.
Point is,
Andy Reid.
Point is, like you said, bro. Don't get hit in the mouth and be like, "Oh, what happened? I don't know what happened." Like, bro, you know what happened.
It's like he got hit in the mouth.
You know what happened.
He cried low key when he went back to the huddle.
Yeah, Derek Carr. And
then it made him mad, so he started playing better.
He took something out of Urban Meyer's PR book with that one. Like,
there was no need to do that. Yeah, it definitely made me upset.
Just shut up. Put your tail between your legs. You play them again later in the season. You got another big game coming up against one of your best friends, Khalil Mack. Must win.
When he sacks you for like 6 sacks. Don't say anything. Like, damn, they really paid. If I was Khalil Mack and I sacked him, I was like, they really paid you over me, huh?
I mean, I think he was happy about it. Worked out for him.
But I mean, like, they really paid a 2nd-round pick over a 1st-round pick. The 5th overall pick. And arguably,
I don't even get mad about that fact. That doesn't even bother me. The fact that makes me mad is what we did with those picks after. That's what makes me mad.
But that's why it made me so mad, because I knew they were going to do that with those picks.
Might be worse than Farrell even.
Oh, in the section I was in, we were talking so much shit about David Arnett. I remember
I feel like somehow he's gotten worse.
He ran a 4.4. I was like, okay.
I feel like he's even gotten worse.
He was never the best corner on his team.
I feel like he's gotten worse.
All he did was go against slow ass Big Ten receivers.
Like, I feel like as he plays more, he gets worse.
He's worse than Stanford Route.
He's worse than DJ Hayden.
He's worse than Chris Johnson.
He's worse than DJ Hayden. Like, at least DJ Hayden had a reason. He was always hurt.
He picked off at least DJ Hayden picked off Peyton Manning.
All right, so now we get to the rants. You want to go first?
You want to go first?
All right, let's see what you got this week.
Tomorrow, I'm actually attending a webinar to see if I can get hired to help with the Super Bowl.
Hey,
it's lit,
yeah.
Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you find that?
One of my professors, she put it on campus as an announcement. She was like, Lance Dennis, who's in charge of that, is looking for 60 CSU students.
Oh,
if you're interested,
that's dope.
Attend the webinar tomorrow.
That's dope.
Do it. And whatever you need from us, don't hesitate to ask.
Yes, thank you.
That's all?
Yes, that's all I have today.
All right.
Well, can't wait to see you covering the Super Bowl. We're just going to put that into existence.
All right. For me, it's been an interesting week. I mean, I think from my experience on Monday, I can say that even though nothing went how I wanted it to go, I can still say that I had a really good time. I think my girlfriend had a good time. It was her first Raider game. My homies had a good time. My homie sees he's been going through shit. So it was nice to see him out in his element. Nice to see my dad. And I could honestly say that I had a pretty good time, even though Kenny was ducking me for 7 hours.
I was not ducking you.
I just want you to imagine this. Imagine your team has a homecoming, right? Come home. First time in 25 years, right? Okay, the 3rd time in 25 years. But anyways, they come back. And then your podcast host, a dude you've been working with for a solid 5 years. First, he doesn't want to sit in your section. He gets a better section. Fine. Whatever. Good for him. Happy for him. All right, whatever. Then I told him literally on the air, as soon as he told me he got this ticket, I was like, you're not going to hang out with me. You're not going to see me the whole game. He was like, nah, bro, I'll hit you up. I'll meet you up. I'll meet up with you. No, we can hang out before we go to the stadium. Blah, blah, blah. Sure enough, what happens? Imagine this. A dude you've been working with for, let's see, 1,500 days, 1,600 days? Damn, what is that? 150 weeks?
It's more like 1,600.
150 weeks we've been doing this? And dude doesn't even hang out with me at the same NFL game that we're at. I'm surprised he even answered my FaceTime. Damn. But yeah, other than that, man, I had a pretty good time. You know, even leaving early, I'm not that sad about it, even though I paid a lot of money for those tickets. Like, I think it was better for me to cut my losses than to just let things keep getting worse. So I'm happy with the decision I made. And I'm not going to sit here like Urban Meyer or Derek Carr and be a little bitch about it and say, I don't know what happened, or I made a dumb mistake. Probably made a few dumb mistakes, but leaving at halftime probably wasn't one of them. Like, that was probably the best decision I made the whole night, if we're really getting into it. But outside of that, next week got a conference coming up. Looking forward to that. Following week, I got my fellowship heating up. So got a lot of things developing.
Ready.
And yeah, go ahead, Kenny.
I just want to defend myself publicly against these barrage of nefarious insults and innuendos upon my name.
Fan court.
Yeah, fan court. It's fine. I'm waiting for this. If you thought I was coming here to play around, you got another motherfucking thing coming. I mean, that dude should definitely get locked up. He had the Basquiat cut. He did some fucked up shit to his kids. So that dude should be locked up. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Second off, J. Cole dropped another song, but nobody cared.
Carolina references this whole episode.
J. Cole dropped another song, and I don't even care about it. So
we can't talk about Carolina for like a solid month after this.
Okay. Cool.
This is like 2 years ago when we had that streak where Philly just kept coming up every single week.
Yeah.
Like Carolina's a new Philly.
Meek Mill dropped an album, and I really don't care because I just don't care about Meek Mill like that. Overrated. But so I just want to point out, I told him to buy my ticket via credit or whatever, and I would pay him back cash. He laughed in my face and said, "Nah,
that's not what happened.
That's the fucking.
That's not what happened.
Your girl was there, like I have witnesses. Like even she was like, you could have bought him a ticket." And
call her right now.
He's not that. He's not gonna do that because then he'd be wrong.
No, I'm gonna do it way better. I'm gonna show you the exact text message.
No, I'm talking about we were talking in the car, bro. Fuck that. We were all three of us were sitting in the car on the way to get food. Like
he texted me randomly on a fucking Saturday,
which is enough time.
Hey, bro, get those Raider Charger tickets. That's what he said.
That's when it was a go.
Bro, I already have Charger tickets. Why would I buy tickets? I already have tickets.
But I
bought my tickets 2 months ago. Yes, I had tickets.
But since I knew you were taking somebody else, you didn't have a free ticket to give me. But I said, just buy another ticket and I will pay you back on the spot, which you could have done. You had, whether it was credit or whatever, you could have found a way. I'd have gave you the bread. You would have paid off the ticket with the bread that I gave you. But since you didn't do that, I had to go get it on my own. And then I found a better seat. I was going to get tickets from JD, but then I'm like, wait, I could just go to level 100 and only pay like $30 more. Why the fuck wouldn't I do that? And it was the corner of the end zone, so I could see everything. And like they're coming down.
That's where I'm at too. It's just on the opposite side. Yeah.
So I was literally just in the corner, and I could see, the Raiders in the first half and the Chargers in the second half, and vice versa. And I'm just like, shit, I might as well. Like, this is perfect. Got the tickets, told him he probably could have re-upped for the same seats, just had to pay a little bit extra since you already have the season tickets. I'm pretty sure they would work with you. Like, they're not going to say no.
It doesn't work like that. You have to sell your tickets.
Well, you could have sold them. You had time when I told you. I gave you enough notice. But that didn't happen. So fine. We're like, okay, we'll meet you there. You changed your plans twice, but you told me in enough time, we're going to be here. I was handling some shit with my nephew. He's teething right now. And it was just a long day Thursday. So I get over to the stadium around 4:30 because the buses were wild out. So I just had to call Uber, but the Uber took 40 fucking minutes. So I was like, instead of being at the game right at 4 o'clock, I didn't get there till 4:30. So I was like, shit. It's raining, it's thunder and lightning, everybody's getting in line. He's probably already inside or he's blacked out. Because I think I texted you, it was in a group chat, our other group chat, and you didn't really respond. So I just assumed, okay, this dude's blacked out because I know Pete at tailgates, he's blacked out. If he doesn't answer your phone call, he's blacked out. That's just the law of nature, like oxygen and the Jaguars being trash.
I kind of don't reply to text in general, but yeah.
Yeah, you're worse than a light-skinned chick. You just don't reply. Like, you act like it didn't even happen. You're like, you didn't send me a text. Look at your phone. No, I'm not going to look at my phone. Ooh.
Oh, by the way, our thread is fucking hilarious.
It's legendary.
we really don't discriminate. Like, we really talk shit about every single person in society. Except for you. We love you.
Yeah. You're awesome.
Let me find out.
It was him.
No, I'm serious. We really don't know shit about you.
No.
Everyone else.
We were interns at
Nobody
one point
else
too.
is
That's
safe.
fucked up. Yeah.
Nobody else
Else is safe. Nothing else. So like, I'm like, all right, shit, I can't find him. It's raining. Fuck. Like I gotta catch up.
He was
and drink
not
this
looking
beer.
for me. He was not looking for me. He's
No, I
fucking
was.
lying.
Because I was at gate 12, bro. I was by the forum and walked over to gate 4. Where were you
Yeah,
at?
so we flipped.
So we were actually in the same spot, but we flipped.
Yeah. So you came in on the opposite side that I came in, and you walked to the other side. While I came from the other side and walked to the side that you were on.
So we probably walked past each other in that big ass crowd. And didn't see
We
each
probably walked completely opposite of each other and didn't brush elbows at all.
other. Possibility. But yeah, I get in the stadium. I'm sending pictures inside the stadium to show where I'm at. No reply from Pete whatsoever.
You didn't text me.
Yes, I did. And I text the group chat. I hit the group chat with pictures. So come on. And you saw my IG and you liked the pic. So if you like the pic on IG and we're in the same fucking stadium and you're not replying to texts in a group chat that we're in with other people, I'm assuming you're blacked out. See what I said 5 minutes ago. If Pete doesn't answer his phone and you text him, he's probably blacked out. And if he's not blacked out, I didn't know this motherfucker had food poisoning or whatever. He had nasty, tainted street meat. And there was fucking Thor was just having an orgy outside because it was thunder every fucking where. It was thunder and lightning everywhere and it was raining, bro. I'm not trying to get struck by lightning out here.
Street beat.
I can't afford to. I can't afford to get struck by lightning.
That's the title of the podcast.
Yes.
Tainted Street beat.
If there's tainted street meat, just leave at halftime. I don't know, whatever. I'll find out the title. I'll figure out the title. But all I'm saying is, if I couldn't afford to get struck by lightning and find out if I'm going to be static shock or fucking electro in this bitch, okay, or a toasty marshmallow. I don't want to find out. Because that thunder and lightning was no joke. And it was pouring, but everybody was going, Raider. That was honestly the best part ever. That's when I knew I was home. And on top of that, shout out to them for letting us smoke out the stadium because that shit was lit. It was smelled like fucking dank in my section. It was beautiful. Like, they really let you smoke in SoFi.
They do?
They definitely don't. Let you
Allegedly.
smoke. It's definitely a smoke free. Like, you're not supposed to smoke in that whole area.
I don't know where it came from.
Like, you're not supposed to smoke.
It was like
that
heavenly.
whole
It was
district.
It was like when the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels were at WrestleMania, and then the Undertaker came out, but then Shawn Michaels came out in the all white, even though he's historically been a piece of shit and a devil. But whatever, it's a whole nother story. That's why The Rock don't fuck with him. That's a whole nother story.
God damn it, dude! We got like fucking 70 different threads. Don't worry, I'm gonna find this.
You're gonna find it now, because
don't worry,
because my story holds weight in every thread, just like my weight in real life. But so through all that hubbub and everything, and I go in and get my 2 beers. I'm posting pictures and shit. I'm being social, even though technically I took time off. I took the day off work, so I'm like not trying to be too low key, not trying to be heavy on Snap because that's the first place you get caught is on Snap. But anyway, so I'm having a good time, and then I just get like a fucking text from this dude. Oh, we're leaving. I texted you. I was trying to figure out where y'all were at.
He never texted me.
The blowout was starting to happen. It was like
he didn't text me.
It was 7-0, 14-0, 21-0. Between
he didn't even text. Like normally, if I'm watching a game and he knows I'm watching it, he'll text me random shit about the game. He didn't do that once. He's lying, Your Honor.
Look at. I can pull my phone out. Like,
You're lying.
We can compare notes, my guy.
You didn't text me once.
If I didn't text you in the personal thread between me and you, I texted you in our other group thread. So either way, there's some shit there that corroborates what I'm saying. So after all that,
I might have deleted it from my thread.
Oh, look who fuck! I don't delete my text messages like that unless it's an old thread or it's spam.
You keep everything.
I'm just saying, you got to.
Yeah.
You never know when some shit's gonna happen like this. And like I said, just like a light skinned chick, he just admitted that he deletes his text messages. So already I gotta call the fucking phone company to get
all
his
I
text
remember
thread.
is you so. All I remember
All
is
you remember or all you know.
All I remember is you sent it to me on like 7 different platforms. You were like, "Hey, I got these tickets," and I was like, "All right." But before that, you were asking me, "Oh, to buy you a ticket," and I was like, "I don't have it. I can't buy you a ticket. I literally didn't have the money."
It's called credit cards, bro.
I didn't have the credit. I don't have credit cards. I don't have. credit on my credit cards like that.
That wasn't really confirmed until we were me, you, and your girl were about to go get food, and then you said I didn't have it.
I literally said that in the fucking text message. I said I would do it if I had it. I don't have it.
But then you didn't sell the ticket either. So how much effort did you actually try to sell the ticket? That's all I'm saying. Like, I offered an option. You couldn't do it. I said, okay, I'll buy a ticket. But shit, if you could get floor seats, or you can get next right above floor seats, and it's only $30 extra, why wouldn't you do it? That's just a common sense thing. If I get better seats, why would I not get better seats? I couldn't get seats right next to you. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll just meet him somewhere in there. It was like 10 people that we both know, 10 people I know, people I went to high school with who were also at that game. I didn't fucking know they were there. But then when I see, oh shit, you were at the game too? Damn, well, we missed an opportunity. Things happen. That happens. People miss people. Me, I'm the type of person, you kept calling me a loner. I'm the type of person, I can go somewhere by myself and have the time of my fucking life and then come back and tell somebody about it.
And so can I, but I also don't go places where I know people are going and don't hit them up.
I did hit you up. There was a consistent time period.
And the other shot in the face, was
I'll let you finish.
The part he's leaving out.
I'm about to finish my rebuttal.
He was supposed to come out and hang out with me last weekend too. And he ditched me for
has nothing to do with this situation. That is a separate case, Your Honor. You cannot conflate this case with that case.
But the principle stands.
The principle stands.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You keep ducking me to watch football.
I didn't duck you. I did not duck you.
Today, I was trying to watch football with him again. I had him up at 6:30. This man didn't come out of his house. This man didn't come out of his house until 6:40. Until 7:10.
Until my nephew, I had power naps.
Until
my nephew's teething, bro. Like I come home from work at 2 a.m.
I texted him at 6:34. I said, "Do you want me to pick you up?"
I said,
"Are you hungry?" He said, "Yes." All right, cool. I'm on the way. Got there at 6:46.
Bro,
was out there until 7:10.
I was at. That's because I was getting dressed. I was doing stuff. I didn't know.
He's ducking me, Your Honor.
No, I didn't know.
I
didn't look at the time. I wasn't looking at my phone to see what time it was. So when I was getting dressed,
and the whole time we were at the bar, he wouldn't even look at the screen.
I was looking at the screen the whole fucking time.
No, you weren't. You were watching the Mexico game.
No, I was watching the Red Sox get their shit kicked in.
Exactly. There you go. You don't want to watch football with me, Your Honor.
The football screen was right next to it. That's guilty. There was football. There were 7 TVs in that bitch. There was the big one, and then there's the one right next to the Red Sox game. Your Honor, this nigga lying. But anyway, to wrap up this, because he's trying to make this the whole focus of it. No, there's a consistent thread of me trying to get in touch with him during the game. He leaves before halftime. He's outside of the stadium before the game went to halftime because I have timestamps for the video when they did the whole breast cancer montage. You weren't in the stadium, bro. You didn't see that beautiful purple light and how they were giving all those doctors who were helping people overcome breast cancer. You weren't even in the fucking stadium for that. You were deep in the parking lot past the fucking SoFi sign. You and your girl, you sent me a fucking FaceTime and you weren't even in the stadium.
Okay, so the game started at 5:45, right? I FaceTimed you at 7:05. So that's roughly
there was a 30-minute delay. There was a 30-minute lightning delay.
That's what I'm saying. It started at 5:45. It's supposed to start at 5:15. So that's roughly about maybe a little bit before halftime.
It was before halftime. That's my point, Your Honor. That's my point I've been saying. It was before halftime. So you were outside of the stadium. It takes 15 minutes to at least get outside that stadium, especially if you're if you're lower than the 300 level.
All right, he did text me randomly. He did send me one text at 6.
Your Honor.
One text at 6. I texted him at 7. I texted him at 12. I texted him at 2.
I responded to all those text messages. So what are you doing? The main one where we were in the stadium at the same time. You left, didn't tell me you were leaving. You texted me. I was like, yo, why are you leaving? What happened? Then you took forever to talk about the hot dog story. And then you were outside. And I'm like, but fam, you left the club. You're talking shit about the club that you just left. What are we doing? You could have got back in. Why did you
You
leave?
can't go back in after you leave.
I know. That's my point. So by you leaving, you automatically made it. You confirmed it. You didn't want to see the second half of this game with your friend who was there and would have came up to meet you.
You got you.
But I
He
kept
never
asking for
said
your
that
location, and you never
asked me for my location once.
Yeah, I did. I literally,
Bro, my seat is in the same spot for all 10 games. I've showed you where I
It's a big
sit.
ass stadium. I was in. That's my first Raiders game ever. That was my first Raiders game ever.
And you experienced it alone.
Nah,
So that's-
I was
that's your
amongst friends.
punishment.
I was amongst friends and family. It was Raider fans everywhere. I didn't feel alone. It felt like a real great kinship, and we were all pissed at the Raiders for being shitty. But you left the stadium, so it's like you just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just pull the plug on this and not tell nobody." I would have met you. I would have got you an alcohol. I would
No, I
tell you.
literally told everybody. Don't worry.
I was the last person to find out.
No, you weren't.
I was the last person to find out.
No.
I would have went and got your Alka-Seltzer, my guy. Like I was like, nah, fuck that. And get you some. I'm gonna get you a Sprite. You know, I had to hook up at the level 1 lounge.
But that's
I would've got you some shit.
also why I left, because it was like I was bringing my team down.
It was 21-0.
My
at
team was all
half.
concerned for me, and I was like,
Bro,
I'm not.
They
I'm
scored
not
14 points in the third
No,
quarter.
I'm talking about the people I was with. They're all concerned, and I was just like,
I would have told you not.
everyone
to
just
treat me.
leaves me alone and ignores me for 15 minutes. I'll be back to life.
Meanwhile, I was being a good friend trying to text you to figure out where you were to find you. I would have went and got you some Alka-Seltzer or a Sprite or some shit, and we'd have got you back right.
I didn't need any of that shit. I
Yeah,
just
you
needed
did.
sleep. No,
No,
I was
no.
drinking water, bro. I
You need
could barely even
carbonation,
drink
bro.
water.
You needed carbonation. That's why you fucking.
Trust me, I did not need carbonation, bro.
You were throwing up chunky street. You were throwing up chunky, dirty street meat. Bottom line is,
Can you stop saying street meat?
nope.
Please?
That's the title. That's street meat is going to be in the title.
All right, let's get out of here.
Bottom line is, and in closing, I made my damnedest as someone who's experiencing a Raider game for the first time ever since like I was 2 and my
You should have
grandfather
hung out
took
with
me.
the dude
I
who's
don't
gone
remember.
to 7 games.
Okay, here's the thing. I tried to contact you, but you left at halftime. So in the third, fourth quarter,
You
after-
contacted me once about how the Raiders can't cover tight end at 6 p.m. There was 5 hours between our last correspondence.
because I was busy doing shit. And when I got to the stadium, like I
You
said,
admitted you got to the stadium at 4
4:30.
and was fucking around.
4:30. No, 4:30.
You self-admitted that. You got to the stadium at 4:30.
I was trying to figure out where shit was. It was pouring down raining. It was Raiders fans everywhere. I was like, shit, maybe I can get lucky and find them. But nope, I miscalculated. I can admit that. I miscalculated. I thought I'd be able to find you. I didn't. Nobody could have accounted for that lightning delay. So I probably would have found you if there was no lightning delay, because the game would have started quicker. The Raiders would have probably been off to a better start. And I said, fuck it. At halftime, I'll just come meet you. But no, you were just like, I left. I'm outside the stadium. You didn't even give me a chance to look for you. So therefore, you didn't want to spend
When we said
your friend's first Raider
on the
game.
phone, when we
with
talked
him.
on the phone, I
You were
told
blacked out on the fucking FaceTime.
I'm before that, bro. When I called you at 11, let's see what time I called you. Let's see what time I called you.
This man's for 20 minutes been looking for threads, and I just keep giving receipts that he's overlooking. But it's okay. Like, there's always the next game. We'll pre-plan it better. Because when
I called this dude at 10:44.
What time? In the morning?
I told him my exact schedule. I said, I'm gonna be here at 1. I'm
And
gonna
then
be
you
here at
changed it.
3. I'm gonna be here at 4.
He said, "Oh, we changed it.
Hit
Change
me
your
up
plans.
when you get to the stadium."
I'll show you. Okay, since we're showing
And
that.
he said,
we can
he
be here
said-
all night.
He said, all right. He's like, I'm gonna nap. I'm gonna be doing shit, so I probably won't hit you up until we get to the stadium. And I was like, all right, cool, fine.
Which is what I
Just hit me
did.
up. You didn't hit me up until midway through the first quarter. At 6.
Bro, I had to find my seat. I had to piss. I had to wait in line.
It
Like,
took you an hour and a half with a rain delay to do all that. Shut your ass up.
bro, I was in the
Shut
wrong
your
section
ass
for
up.
2 quarters.
Shut your
I was
ass
in the
up,
wrong
bro.
section for 2
Shut
quarters.
your ass
They're
up.
like, actually, you're in the perfect seat in the perfect row, but you're 2 sections away. You're supposed to go that way. And I was like, oh shit, okay. At that point, I was already fucked up. So, and I was still properly texting, giving proper text etiquette during the game to try to find you. And then next thing I know,
He
boom,
never
you
even
left
said
the
where you
stadium.
at. He never.
You
said
left
that.
the stadium altogether. At that point, it'd been impossible to find you.
All right, so
And the Raiders came back in the third quarter. So you You left selfishly and missed your team's comeback. So, I mean, at this point, you're just a Padres fan.
I didn't leave selfishly.
You left. There's people blacked up, throwing up in the bathroom, pissing all over the floor, worse off than you. They stayed. You didn't.
And what did I miss?
A comeback.
What did I miss?
A comeback.
What did I miss?
A comeback and then
More rage,
disappointment.
more pain. Yeah, definitely missed
But
that.
at least you missed the comeback.
Definitely missed
And my
that.
fantasy team won me that week.
Guess what? I got another 7 Charger games I can go to.
Okay, well, I guess I'll be at one of those and we'll just figure out.
No,
I'll just meet
you're not
you.
invited.
No, I'm not invited.
No,
You see what I mean?
you can never go to SoFi again.
My kind is never welcome at SoFi.
I didn't say that. I didn't say anything about your kind.
What do you mean, my kind?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't say anything about
No,
your
well,
kind.
what do you mean, my kind? You had a
You
different
said my kind. I didn't say.
I mean, I was talking about my kind of friend, but you just said my
Oh,
kind.
okay.
What
Now
the
he's
fuck
trying
do
to
you-
trap me. Now he's trying to trap me.
I almost had you though. You were kind of
Nah,
worried.
I'm cool.
Now you were like,
I'm
wait,
not
what?
worried.
You were like, what do you
I've
mean?
said more problematic things on this show before.
You said more problematic things in that text thread. But anyway,
God damn it! I'm gonna find this text.
He
and
still
I'm
hasn't
gonna
found
tell
it.
you, bro.
now we got to go off the air, bro. It's 10:20. We got to get the fuck out.
All
of here.
right. Well, have a great week. Touchdowns and tangents. Shout out to X Squad affiliate. Shout out to FBC
Oh, man.
Radio. Shout out to everyone who fucks with us. Shout out to your favorite podcast app. Sorry, me and Kenny just argue pointlessly for 15 minutes.
Nah, but that was the rant. That was the unnecessary toughness rant. That like Pete just gave up on the play. I didn't give up on the play, and I had a crazy week. I started off going to Boston on a fucking whim and ended it at my first ever Raiders game, and Pete just missed the whole experience. And Andrew Ben told you to come out to.
Those weren't even
you
the
went to New York
same
and
week.
didn't go to Boston.
Those
Remember,
were the same
a couple
weeks.
years ago, you went to New York, didn't get a barber, and then
Not
didn't
gonna get
visit
here.
Andrew in Boston. So
You're
really,
a fucking
that's your
idiot
fault.
because Andrew was in New York.
And you
Dumbass.
didn't even meet with him.
Yes, I did. He was there.
No pictures. I didn't see no pictures. But me and Andrew took pictures. In
How many
Boston.
pictures do I have of anything?
A lot. You have
I
a lot
don't.
of random pictures.
I
of shit.
don't.
You have
I
a lot of
don't.
pictures of your head on different memes. But I mean,
Yeah, which
That's just
people have
hilarious.
created for me.
which is fucking hilarious. Man, let's just go. We
Anyways,
got to get out of
peace.
here. Episode 249.
Peace.
And we still didn't do 2 hours. That's impressive.